Hey, welcome to Pat Soundbites IGTV. Keeping new music alive is what I do on the radio and now on video. Conducting live chats with the artists and learning the story behind their latest release and also playing their new video. A special thank you to my friend Chip Ruggieri for scheduling and coordinating today's guest. Chipster PR and Consulting Incorporated is a highly sought-after, internationally renowned publicity, marketing, and consulting firm in the music industry. For more information, you could email Chip at info@chipsterpr.com or you can call at 484-932-8951. Special thanks today to my sponsor, Go-Go Tuners. For all guitar players looking for a focus on ease of use, readability, durability, and accuracy, look no further. The Go-Go Tuner is the choice of many touring professionals and a favorite of casual players. Go-Go's signature green you're in and red you're out screen makes tuning quick and easy. For more information, go to the website at gogotuners.com. Special thanks to WBXO Classic Rock Radio Redefine, allowing me to keep new music alive on the radio airways on The Pat Show every Sunday from 5 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. Only on WBXO Classic Rock Redefined. And a big thank you to Mr. Evan Balzer for allowing me to use his amazing instrumental that you're hearing right now. It's called Trails. To find out more incredible music by Evan, go to his website at evanbalzer.com. Today's guest is Vicky Starr, vocalist of the rock band Signal 13. They have recently released an EP titled Destination Unknown. I'm going to talk to Vicky about the EP. We're going to play the video of their song Dirty and a whole lot more right here on Pat Soundbites IGTV. Live on Pat Soundbites IGTV, keeping new music alive on the radio and today on video. Look at her. She's getting ready to talk dirty to me. Vicky Starr, Signal 13. How are you there?
Good. How are you, Pat?
You know, I am always excited to hang out and see you guys. New, rockers throughout the country. Every day I pinch myself going, this is awesome. Vicky, the sexy power vocalist of this wonderful hot band out of Maryland that I've been playing, and I thank you, Vicky, for the autograph. Who doesn't have one yet? What are you waiting for? Jesus, signal13band.com. Both sides too, I think it was autograph. No, okay, just the one side. And sticker. And I know my man Charlie got a t-shirt and he got a mask. I mean, there you go. Go to the website, buy, since there's no live shows right now, but we're getting there. So what are you doing keeping busy? I mean, we just talked offline. I mean, your marketing agent, Mr. Chris Starr, online every day. He wrote the other day 10 new songs the other night. I don't know what time you guys got to bed. What's going on?
We've been trying to take advantage. So all of us, since this coronavirus started, we released Dirty on April 17th. Because when you start to plan a release, you just don't make the decision a week before and go, oh, today's the day. Sounds good. We did it that day. We all, as a band, we hadn't seen each other since March 15th. And then we saw each other for the first time May 15th. And it was like a bunch of caged animals. We all got together and we're all like, we got to get in the studio. Literally, we were taking a tuning with the instruments to get everything lined up. And before we even finished the tuning, we had another song started writing. And I had written this one and we just started doing it. And that day we wrote 3 songs. We got back in the studio. I have a song that I wrote about 15 months ago, that I have rewritten now 12 times. And we have now re-recorded it 27 times musically. We finally have it where we want it for our next EP to come out, probably in December. So we are taking this time when we can't play out live to record new music. So when touring begins to open up next year, we don't have to stop. We've got enough in the can ready to go so everybody can hear new music. So we've got enough music to play on stage for everybody out there.
So there's no pressure like after you got
Right.
the album, we got the EP, then you go on tour, then you got to like rush back. You
Right.
took advantage of the time.
Right.
And I like the fact that, and I know we talked, you were on my podcast. Thank you very much. Pat Soundbites podcast Unplugged in May 19th. And I like the fact that you guys are in the studio together. I mean, I'm not a musician. I think we talked about it once before of that. If, I'm in New York and you're in Maryland and say Chris is in California or Patrick is in Florida, like you said, 27 times that you make sure you get it right, that means so much.
It's too much when we're all trying to work together and we've got a creative idea and you just don't know what's going to come out of people when they haven't been together in a while. We were all writing and doing our own things separately. Pat sent me 41 tracks.
Wow.
John sent me 36 tracks to listen to. And then I sent them 100 songs. So we're like, okay, here we go. What are we going to play with first? And what came out of this, like I said, literally we were taking and tuning sound levels with something that was not on anything else. And I had woke up in the middle of the night and I wrote this song called Believe. And that is what came out right then in 1 second. But it's important because everybody's got an idea. And when you're in the studio talking, it's much easier. And if you start to feel like a roadblock's coming, we take a break. We start talking about everything but music. And that happened on Saturday. We were in the studio for so long, and this one part of this one song was just not coming together. And I took my headphones off and I said, I need to take a break from this. And we just started telling jokes. And it was so funny. We were laughing to the point of no control. And I said, I know how to fix this. And Pat goes, that's how you fix it. And literally put the headphones on and 2 more songs came out right then. But when we get in there, we're in there for 12, 14 hours doing nothing but getting enough scratch tracks so we can then take it, dissect it, get it to the point where we like it. So then we've got the basis to go back and record from stem to stern. Because once we get it all done, then we just come back in and roll all the bass tracks, and then we can go back over and add whatever else we want onto it. If we needed to add a keyboard or, a harmonica part into it. But that's what's really important is that we have the foundation structure of everything done. And then when we get together as a real band and practice, not in the studio, which we started doing to make sure we like it still, we stand there and we rehearse and we play those songs standing up and live and see how that feels against the other music that's already been written, published, and the stuff that's getting ready to come out that we know that other people may or may not, want to hear. But we have not released certain songs because certain songs were just not going to make the grade. But we played them in the studio just to see if they were that grade or were they the grade that made it to the album. And we just make sure it all works the same way.
No, it makes sense to see, putting that set list together and then think about it in a live show to keep the momentum and keep the flow and keep the energy. And here you got the time to do it.
Right. The last thing I need is for people to want to go get a beer or to go get a Coke or go to a bathroom break during our set. And once you've got them in your web,
you got to keep them.
You've got to keep them there. And that's what drives, this music. And what I promised our manager and our publicist, as I said, the next 12 songs that come out are going to be rocking, danceable, girls doing wild things. I said, if they aren't, it ain't going to make the cut. And there are certain songs that started to come out. I'm like, this is not making the cut. We'll shelve that till we're going to do an acoustic thing at one point. And he goes, you're right. That's what it is. And every song we have is girls dancing, guys dancing, swaying. I mean, that's what gets Woo! That's what I want to see. There is nothing more powerful than that, period. You got people singing to your music. They're dancing, having a good time. The energy that feeds to us is like giving us a drug line. It's like a main line of anything. Because that, to me, that's everything I want from a stage performance. And when that happens, I can't get any higher than that.
You want your fans to know before you take on stage, go to the bathroom, have your cigarette, and get a beer or two, because you're not going anywhere for the next 75 to 90 minutes. Right. Sit back, stand back, and here it comes. It's going to be
a hurricane coming right in.
Here comes the storm. No, that's cool, because the last thing anybody wants to hear is, you got the momentum, they're on stage, and they go, okay, so, hey, don't go anywhere. We're going to play a couple of new tracks. And then it's like, and then it's just like, oh, no. A buddy of mine did that once, and it drove me crazy. And I said, just play it. Mm-hmm. And then see the reaction, then maybe say it. But the minute you get up and said, hey, so we're going to play a couple of new ones that we've been working on, but they're really good, don't go anywhere. And everybody disappeared. And I said,
I'll tell you right now, when we played this big event up in Pennsylvania back before, the last big event that we did before this virus hit was up in Pennsylvania. And we didn't even tell people what was ours and what wasn't. And we hit the stage, we played an AC/DC tune, played some of ours, played something else. The whole bar was wild. And before it was done, they're like, oh my God, that was fun, that was amazing. And I was like, that's what I want. Because if people can't figure out what's ours, what's theirs, they didn't know if that was somebody else recorded it, that's what's important to us. Because it sounds like when people start to already try to sing stuff they've never heard before, I'm like, yeah, I've got you right where I want you. Here, kitty, let me throw some more catnip back there. That's what it's about. And it's making sure they have fun, because we want people to go, that was so much fun. I want to go back and see them again, because they're going to get another performance that's different, because that performance is unique to that day, that time, that moment. And that's what we want to make sure of, because if every performance is unique, then you're going to come out and see us each and every time.
Absolutely. I get that. When you get off the stage, Vicky, do you like, okay, everybody just leave me alone for 10 minutes so I can like unwind, or the adrenaline still keeps going until you get in the car and go home?
Most of the time when I leave the stage, the very first thing I do is grab a bottle of water that's iced and stick it on the back of my neck, and I start talking to people. It's what it is, because I'm so pumped up. I tend to want to sneak off to the restroom for 5 seconds just to make sure that I look okay, use the restroom, and then I come back out, because wherever I go, and I have a bad habit, I just walk around and talk to people, and then they're like, where is she at? Where does she go? Oh, there, she's over there. I mean, because then they'll see all these people walking around. Because I just start talking to people. It's one of my gifts of gab. I walk off that stage and it's just to do whatever. I have to remember to hand back my in-ear monitors to my roadie, and I'm like, here, put this in a safe spot so I don't forget what I did with them. And after that, I just go and talk to everybody, because I'm so about making sure the fans had a good time. Did they like it? Did they like the music? What did they like the best? And that's the feedback that really pushes me to the next level of writing and listening to what they say. That's what's important.
Well, thank you for all that. The EP, Destination Unknown, 5 killer tracks, been playing dirty. I'm going to start a little Karma. Make It Rain to me was like a boogie woogie, gave me a little boogie sound. Stay With Me, a lot of energy. I mean, Stay With Me was like, whoa. And then All Fired Up, I got more of a little blues feeling to it. Did I get it right?
You're 100% correct. So Karma is a rock song, and when I write music, I want people to be able to identify with it. Who in this world has not said Karma's going to get you? So
oh, yeah.
We're going to a show, and Chris turns around. I'm in the truck with him, which I almost never ride with him because he scares me when he drives. Shh, he didn't say that. And he said to me, what are you working on? I said, I don't know, this thing. And he goes, because I said, stop it or Karma's going to get you. And he goes, what happens if you were Karma? And I went, what? He goes, what happened, Vicky, if tonight you were Karma? I started laughing. I wrote that song in 15 minutes. I got into the gig. I grabbed Pat, the bass player, and I'm like, listen to this song. He goes, are you kidding me? And I'm like, He goes, oh, I know what this is. John's like, what are you two talking about here? He goes, listen to what she just wrote. We went in the studio the next day, wrote the music and recorded the whole song and made the cut on the EP. That's how fun that was. Make It Rain is more of a danceable, fun rock song, high energy. That's when I will always learn my lesson. I'm never going to be late to a studio again. It was my fault. I was in traffic, and I get there and all the boys are giggling. And I'm like, this is not good. This is not fun for me. I can just feel this, what's happening. They're like, we wrote a song, so we want you to put words to it. And thank God I had written some stuff like this. And I said, this sounds like a stripper song. And he goes, yeah, write that. And that's what they all love that song. Stay With Me is about loss. It instrumentally took the most out of all of us. That took the most times to record and rewrite, just like this other song we just did this weekend. And it is about losing something. That's why we picked, in 1860s, this home that we were at was a funeral home. It's now a bed and breakfast. It's the 7th most haunted house in the United States. Really? This is Gettysburg? Yes, in Gettysburg. Have apparitions. I have to send you a picture, and you can post it on your website. Please. It's under this trellis, and it has footprints that weren't there when we originally shot that picture. Oh, whoa. And it was absolutely eerie, and we set it up almost like a funeral parlor. White candles, white roses everywhere. It was, when you see the video, you'll see pictures that look like x-rays when you put a camera on it. It was absolutely fierce to do because it was creepy as all get out. I kept having tricks played on me all day long, and we won't go about that because people should know I am the biggest scaredy cat there ever was in this entire earth about things. And every time I turn around, something's missing, and they're all giggling. So that's what happens when you're the only girl and there are all the boys there, and they just are like, ha, I got her again. One day, life will get turned around, and they're all karma. Karma will come for them. All of them. And then when we wrote, then the next one, the last song on there was All Fired Up. We had to make a decision whether we're going to go forward or stay back. You can't be in the middle all the time. And John was playing his acoustic in the studio. And I said, do me a favor, do this. And we started playing it. And he goes, I said, ooh, that's it. And that's how that song came about. And it's, do you put one foot forward or one foot back? You cannot always stay here, because we were at a crossroads in this band. You have to go forward in time. There's no getting around it. And I love the diversity of Aerosmith. Aerosmith has blues, it has rock, it has dance. Same thing with, some of the Guns N' Roses tunes. It's a very diverse, amount of music. I wanted that as well, at least for the first time going into this. And that song just resonated with me, and it always makes me think I'm in a old Western town, and the train's coming, and you got to make a decision to cross the track or not. Oh, nice. Well, Dirty is doing great, as you know, and I got to bring that up. We're going to play the video, and you can tell me about the warehouse and the song. I want to say Dirty, over 250,000 views on YouTube, over 100,000 on the stream. You're not going to hear the sound, Vicky. I will incorporate that so people can hear our conversation. You guys are in this warehouse. Yep. And it starts off there, a little guitar, and give me a little bit on Dirty and the warehouse and the shoot. So Dirty is about hardworking people that also had some bad, unusual things happen to them. But we had a little sex appeal. And we took it back to Baltimore to the biggest blue collar area, which was where Bethlehem Steel, Lever Brothers, and GM was. And we found a pipe bending facility that was built in 1863 and was still functional today. And that's how this place got picked for us to shoot Dirty. And we shot it in 10 hours on a freezing cold day. They were all standing in between takes on styrofoam and cardboard boxes, so we didn't like freeze to death during this. So when people think, oh my God, they're all sweating, they were sweating and freezing at the same time. We didn't know what we were doing. It was a lot of fun. The owner of this place let us come in and set this up like a music studio, which was amazing. Wade Spencer shot this. He also shot our next one with Stay With Me. Did an amazing job with this. We worked really hard to get this song to come forward. We wanted the people to experience a high energy rock band, because that's what we tend to bring. People say is what we see in this video, what you get on stage. I said more, you get more on stage. Because we wanted people to feel the energy of the song, and that's how we all perform on the stage.
Well, you definitely see it, and I like the fact that it's, you know, just the word dirty and Chris and John singing back. I mean, it adds so much to it, and then you know, that's an easy hook for the audience to get involved and sing it back as well. So yeah, a lot of high energy, a lot of catchy riff, a lot of great guitar, and yeah.
The goal is to always have something that the audience can participate with us, from the hook to being able to do snaps with us. We get them involved. And hooks, you know, John Bon Jovi said it, you know, the best, you know, why Boris get to the chorus. You know, that's what we try to do, is get people involved, something that's easy and memorable. Because there is nothing any more beautiful than you step out on stage and people sing your song back to you. That is the pinnacle you win as a musician. That is what we all strive for. And
just for the listeners, you got Jonathan on guitar there with the blue guitar, right? And Chris is on the right.
Johnny Sex is the drummer. Chris Starr is the rhythm guitar player, and Pat Jenkins is the bass player.
There you go. And as we talked on my podcast, I mean, this group has they're not just brand new to this. Everybody, you have a seasoned band, seasoned musicians that have played. I want to say Great White. I remember there was a couple of other bands.
Right. When we played with Kicks too.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. I like the video. I love the song. Been getting a lot of positive feedback. And yeah, you know, the challenges of putting out the EP. You know, nobody expected this whole coronavirus, and I think, with the exception of folks, you know, maybe jobless and unemployment, and asking folks to go out and buy something. But, you know, because then, you know, and thank God you put out the video and it's new music, because people are always looking for something new. So as I said to a few others, kind of a double-edged sword, you know, that people are locked down, but on the other side, I think it works for a lot of bands.
You know, I've been asked this at least 20 times. Why would you do that? Well, we could have pulled it, and then we would have been in a whole different, you know, era. Because like I said, this was planned since January, really December, when we were going to release this. And we made a decision to go ahead because I was bored out of my mind being at home. Okay, there's only so many times I can clean my house. I had made enough food to feed my entire neighborhood. My next door neighbor, little girls, I kept saying, "Here, have some cookies. You know, do something." I'm baking all this stuff and not eating it. And it's like I'm bored out of my mind because I have nothing else to do. And there's only so much time you can work and only so much time you can write. I'm like, I need something else to do. So then you start listening to music and going through that. The cheapest way is if you can pay your, you know, Spotify membership, you can go on there and at least listen to new music and see, you know, how that was. You may not be able to afford to go out and buy the whole CD, but at least you could, you know, follow us. It doesn't cost anything to follow us on Facebook. Go up and see us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Shazam, all that. It doesn't cost anything. Come up and give us a like and follow us around. Yes, Shazam. And that's what was really important to us, because at least we could become a name and a brand that you could understand until we could get out and tour. Because we had tour dates set up with Tesla that got canceled. We had tour dates set up with Slaughter and LA Guns that got moved till September now down in Fort Myers, Florida. those, you know, and we're waiting now for the Tesla dates to get rescheduled. That all took place, and now we're sitting here going, that's the hardest thing. People are like, oh, I want to go out and play. I want to go out and play. Well, there's so much to going out and playing that we have to make sure it's not just us. It's our crew. It's the other bands we're playing with. You got to have enough safety time for the bands, and the crew to make sure everything is good, because the last thing you need is one band to come down with this virus. That means we're all quarantined for 14 days and pray that, and all of us have to go get tested and pray that we don't get it, because that's what we got to always make sure of. And, you know, where we're going to stay, I'm not a big fan right now of staying in hotels right now, because, you know, they don't always clean the HVAC units the way you would clean your own HVAC unit at home. So that means everybody's on a bus. So unless you're on a bus, and I'm really not a fan right now going on airplanes, we got to be able to get to places by bus, you know, in our bus, and that's it.
Yeah, we're into some interesting times. I don't know. I think you mentioned it earlier before, this whole new concept of a drive-in theater. I know it started in Denmark. I know I saw like Keith Urban do it. He had it online, and I'm like, you know, it's better than nothing. Pull in your car, get a spot, get your cooler. I'll do that in a heartbeat.
Me too. That is the safest way to play music live. It's the safest for the bands. Now, granted, you're not going to have women standing up there throwing their clothes off to you from the stage.
Right.
But this is not that time.
Right.
This is not that time. We want people to be safe, our fans to be safe, to live to rock another day. You're with your family or your friends who you've been social distancing with. We're safe up here. We got our crew's safe, and the other bands are safe, because the days of changing over bands in 10 minutes is not going to happen. You're talking about having to spray everything down with Lysol, wipe all the equipment down before you can basically get off. Wearing masks, I know there's a lot of controversy wearing masks right now. As a band, we even elected to go have masks made. If we're going to do some part of social greetings, like meet and greets, we're not going to get that close, but from a stage, we'll let you ask questions. We're talking about how we could sit down on stage and then take pictures from far away, look at you guys in the background. We can't. It's not the fact that whether you believe in wearing masks or not, we're around a lot of people all the time. We've got to protect ourselves and our crews and all of our families. And at least then we can see us be able to play, plus be able to do that. And people are like, well, what about meet and greets and being at the merch table? If we're at the merch table, we're going to be standing back from it, and we'll sign things from the back. The getting up close is not the fact that God knows I love getting my picture taken really up close and personal with people. It's not that. This is not that time.
No.
Until we get this thing under control, get a vaccination, then we're all good to go again. But we'll do as much as we can to make sure that our fans get an experience with us.
Any shows lined up that you can share right now that are somewhat confirmed? That folks
one show right now that just got confirmed yesterday. It's going to be in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania on July 25th. It's going to be, it's right now called Gettysburg Bands. We go on at 5:30. We're doing a 1-hour set because they're having a rotation of a lot of bands up there. Tickets are available if you go up and check out Signal 13. We're going to be announcing it right now. Some of the other bands that are there have already announced. We haven't yet, but we're going to be on from 5:30 to 6:30. It's a ticket event.
Cool. And as you know, Pat's the guy to keep new music alive, and Pat rolls the dice. So if I get down to Gettysburg, we're going to roll 5 dice, and if Vicky and Chris and Patrick and Jonathan and John can get a 5 of a kind totaling in 3 rolls, I think I can play this in like one radio show. So that's
That'd be awesome.
It's a lot of fun. Trust me, it's a lot of fun. And everybody's like, where's the dice guy? I'm like, I never knew I wanted to be the New York dice guy. But
hey, that's a great thing to be known by.
You know what? As long as I'm promoting new music, that's all I care about.
Right.
It's all really good stuff. Vicky, I've been putting a collage together to thank all the essential workers, if you want to call them essential, the healthcare workers, obviously the law enforcement, Signal 13. We talked about 1013 in New York is an officer needs help. Signal 13, same kind of concept down in Maryland in the Mid-Atlantic region. If you mind taking a second and just introducing yourself in the band and just doing a quick shout out to all the folks that are fighting this virus, that we're able to do what we can do.
Hi, it's Vicky from Signal 13. We'd like to thank all of you out there, the essential workers, emergency responders, police, firefighters, the military, doctors and nurses, and all the workers in all of the different food areas to keep us fed, safe, and well medicined. Thank you every day for what you do for us.
Perfect. And we got to do a shout out to Chip, Chipster PR. Chip, my man, hooking me up with you guys. We love him.
We love Chip.
Destination unknown. Get your CD today. Get your sticker. I don't know what I just do with my sticker. Get your t-shirt. Go to signal13band.com. Vicky, I can't thank you enough for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank the fans every day for coming out, supporting us. If you haven't gone out and heard us yet, just go up. It takes 3 minutes, 28 seconds to go listen to us. It will be the best. I will win you over.
No doubt about it, because I play you every Sunday, and I can tell you that somebody's always calling, going, "Who are they, and where do I go? I wanna follow this band." So excellent. Thank you, sweetheart. Stay safe.
Be safe, everybody out there. Be safe, Pat. We wish everybody the best. Look forward to seeing you in the near future. Take care.
And stay dirty.